All right, so a couple of thoughts. I kind of said something like this in a previous video, but single women keep each other single. And they don't do it by saying, hey, you should stay single. That's not what they do. They just naturally, and they don't do it like thinking necessarily. They don't think, I want my girlfriend to stay single. And they won't even necessarily say, hey, don't go for that guy. But what they will do is they will say things to trigger fear in the other person, in their friend, so that they don't go for that guy. Or that they do go for that guy and they'll paint it in a negative light. Because they don't want to lose each other as a resource. They are the hive mind. And they cannot. It's about survival. So they can't allow their girlfriend to go and leave them and be with another guy. Be with someone else who's a guy. They can't. So, but they don't even realize that they're doing this, but that's what they do. Pearl Davis talks about this, and maybe some other people. But she was the first one that was talking about that, and I was like, hey, yeah, that's true. I once had this friend of mine who she called me and she told me about all these bad things that she was going through with her boyfriend, blah, 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 blah. And I just gave her some advice. I'm like, you guys just need to do this and that, and you'll be fine. And and so I just told her what she needed to do, and everything would be fine with her and her boyfriend. And what she said to me was, "Thank you, Peter." She's like, all my girlfriends, all they do is they just repeat the same thing. And so I gave her hope, and she was really happy about that. But yeah, that's what women do. They will prevent each other. Or for example, if you have a bunch of couples that they're married and they're friends, and then one of them gets divorced, one of the couples gets divorced, that will propagate to the rest of the couples, because the women will spread fear in each other and discontentment, and they naturally huddle together. I don't really understand all the details around it, because logically, and from different logic, it doesn't make sense, but it said that women care more about what they feel than necessarily logic. So, but yeah, that's pretty interesting how girls will, and I've even had a female tell me how they regretted splitting up with their guy, but that they did it because of what their girlfriends were saying, or something like that. And so, actually, that exactly. And what shocks me, for example, I've had friends, I had a female friend once tell me that I needed to get out of a relationship I was in. And I had trusted this woman, but when she said that to me, she was instantly my enemy. I knew she didn't have my interest in mind. But girls are different. If her girlfriend's like, girl, you need to leave that guy, they're like, oh, okay. I just don't, it's like they don't realize that they're being fed toxic, poisonous advice. It's not really advice. I mean, it's bad advice. So, yeah, they just don't realize that they're being played by each other. Weird. Girls need each other for validation. Guys don't. Guys make a decision and they'll go on their own. Even if other people say something against them, even if friends say, no, don't do this, they'll be, no, what? Forget you. I'm going to do it. Guys are strong like that. Women, I don't know, they collapse. That reminds me of the passage. There's a passage in, I think it's 1st or 2nd Peter, where it talks about to women or to the wives that you have become like Sarah's children if you do what is right without being frightened by any fear, because I think women are fear-based. And so that's why they congeal with each other. They try to, we're afraid, we're weak. I mean, they're not thinking this, it's just the dynamic. So they try to do that maybe for survival. I don't know. It doesn't make sense, but I mean, in one sense, I see why they do it, but in another sense, it's there's certain things that escape their notice. Okay, your guy's going to take care of you. He's going to hunt and protect you and all this stuff. Your girlfriends, they're not going to do that. But I don't know. Different world today, I think, with women being thinking that they have more power, I think, than they either do, or maybe they do have more power than they used to. So there's a lot of anti-men videos online because I'm a woman, and even though everything was made by men, I don't need a man. And what's that? Matriarchal societies all collapse? Yeah, matriarchal societies collapse. Think about that. So, ladies, your girlfriends are never gonna sign off on you leaving them for a dude. They're never gonna do it. So, if you have somebody you're interested in, don't ask your girlfriends. They're not going to give you an answer that's going to encourage you in that direction. But if you're afraid and you want somebody to stop you, talk to your girlfriends, because they surely will. They won't necessarily do it directly by saying don't do it. Maybe they will, but they will say things to trigger a sense of fear and concern, stuff like that. So I'm not even saying it's right or wrong. It's just the nature of women. I think it's a survival thing. So just talking to your girlfriends about it will help you stay single. It will ensure you stay single or become single if you're not. Girls are like the gatekeepers of relationships for each other. It's kind of weird. I remember talking to someone who I guess liked me when I was younger, and I wasn't interested in pursuing them, but they told me that her girlfriend discouraged her from getting involved with me, or I don't know, expressing an interest in me. And only, that was, man, how old was I? I was like 18 or 19. And only later, decades later, she realized that this person was just was control her, and she was jealous. And that girl was in a relationship I guess she wasn't happy with. Girls don't want to see each other happier than them. And girls need to keep, especially if they're in a relationship that they're not happy in, they want to keep their other girlfriends close by. They don't want them to leave them for another guy, and they don't want them to go out and be with another guy that makes them happy. For sure, because then they'll lose them completely. That also got me thinking, that girl that discouraged the other girl from expressing any interest in me, that first girl, her and I were friends. We were all part of this friend group. And then it reminds me also of this other girl that liked me in a different group. And I didn't like her, but I was shy about hurting people's feelings. I mean, I didn't lead her on or anything, but and then there was another girl I was interested in, and so that girl asked the girl that liked me that I didn't like about, what do you think about Peter? She's like, oh, you're gonna get hurt. It's like, girls, they always like to instill fear in each other. No, don't go for that guy. I wanted that guy, but he didn't want me, so you shouldn't go either, because you're gonna get hurt. Well, you got hurt because I wasn't interested in you. That's why I got hurt. Anyways, crazy.